Johnson.
She was very patient, and although she was really serious, she was very friendly and fun towards us.
She always found fun ways to teach us.
She made individual relationships with everybody. She met us all on a personal level.
And she always had a positive energy even after her 5th period.
That's me.
5th period.
She just really cared about her students and was willing to put in a lot of extra time. I know I went in a few times in the morning or afternoon to work with her with stuff that just wasn't sticking. And I also did foreign language club, and I know that took a lot of her free time, so that was always nice of her.
I really like how organized she is and that we know what to expect, and the way she grades things is fair, even if I don't like it all the time.
Was that she adapted to a lot of different learning styles. We did work with computers, we did work on textbooks, and we did work with learning through games. And I think that this interested a lot of different students and made her learning style very fun.
I think that the foreign language department in general, but particularly Madame Johnson, just always had a lot of energy, and there's always so many fun activities that were going on throughout the year that just made it exciting to be part of a foreign language class.
I think Madame Johnson has a really good attention for detail. So whenever we had our oral exams, you'd have the desk with a pot of flowers on it, and so part of you're panicking because you're gonna fail an oral exam, but it's also really cute. And it has flowers, like a little French cafe.
Well, I'd have to say that if there was a BFA Teachers Hall of Fame, Madame Johnson, she would be unquestionably inducted into that Hall of Fame. She was one of BFA's most beloved teachers when I came here, and you saw this because you always had kids coming back to see her. And I think the reason why the kids loved her so much is because she was so tough, and she maybe was even the toughest of all. And the kids really liked that. They had a tremendous amount of respect for that. You know, she challenged us, but never too far. I have to say also that she was an amazing teacher. I mean, she was born to be a teacher. She was so patient, especially when you're explaining something like the passé composé. She was amazing, and she was so kind, and she was such an incredible woman and a teacher, and she will go down as one of the greats.
Madame Johnson really cared about her students. You know, she would ask us how we were doing, ask us how our weekend was, if it had been after a week, and if people wanted to talk about something else for a while, you know, she would entertain that, and then we'd always get back on topic. And I think she would always say oh, I digress. And then we would go back to whatever we were talking about in French. I learned a whole lot of French in her class, and I think her excitement about French got me really motivated to learn.
I liked how structured she was, honestly. And she always had activities to do. Plus she was just fun, and she knew what she was talking about. It was just, I look forward to that class. She was happy. I always liked her.
She always brought in different ways of learning French. There was the classic, we studied the vocab, but there was the games we play, Tour du Monde, and it was really great because if there was a style of learning the vocab and grammar that didn't work for you, there are all these different other ways you could learn it. And she was always very energetic and enthusiastic with her students, so it was really encouraging.
Definitely her passion. There's a lot of teachers, I think, that they'll stand in front of the class and just talk at you, but she really cares. I feel like she has this passion for the French language, and it's just, she's so fun. I love it.
She really took the time to not only listen to the students, but kind of get to know them on a more personal level. She really took care to make sure everyone was at the right place in the French class. She also tried to really emphasize peer collaboration, so that way if one student was struggling and one was doing better, we could help each other as a group to succeed.
I think Madame Johnson was a great teacher because every single day we came into class, she would always ask about us, and she cared more just about us and the class, so it was kind of a win-win, and she was always checking in with us and making sure that we were learning French and at the same time doing well in our everyday lives.
I think the fact that she was smiling all the time and she was just so friendly, it just made the class really enjoyable.
She was actually very engaging. She was a good teacher. She liked to get the class involved in the lessons.
Whenever kids have a question, she'll always be willing to help them. Even if she's in the middle of teaching a lesson, the kids will raise their hands and be confused about something, and she'll go back to explain it again for people who don't get it the first time.
She's very fun, and she likes to like hang out with her students and like get to know their lives, and always makes like the class interesting. And
she's willing to like fluctuate the schedule a little bit if you need more time on one topic.
She was just always so much fun. She was just so bubbly and happy no matter what.
I think her dedication to her students and always making sure that every student got involved and would really understand the curriculum and not just kind of blowing through the curriculum to get through the semester. She would take time to like teach everybody.
Madame Johnson was always willing to help me, even when I was not her current French student with my French work. Specifically my senior year, I had to take a language placement test for college, and she like helped me study for that before I took it. I took it in like July, but just to study before I left high school, as well as like working with me before school. And getting me involved in the French, or the foreign language club, I think it was called, which was like a blast. We went on a great trip to Quebec City, so that was great.
Well, I remember that Madame Johnson was one of the first French teachers that I ever had, so it was really one of my first looks at the French language, and she always made the classroom feel like very comfortable. She always had a really optimistic attitude, so she made the space very comfortable and made learning the language easier.
Tour de monde.
Like Tour de monde.
Tour de monde.
Tour de monde.
Around the world.
Around the world.
Around the world.
Around the world.
Around the world was always fun.
I really liked playing around the world. That was lots of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I won that once. Just once. It was a good time.
We took a great trip to Quebec City as the Foreign Language Club, where I had to apply my French because most of the shopkeepers did not speak any English.
Her storytelling, like, we kind of got her sidetracked more than a few times, and we'd always tell stories.
All the delicious goodies she'd bring in for our class, like the chocolate fountain and the brownies and the crepes.
And gossiping in class, that was always fun.
We went on several trips to Quebec City with Foreign Language Club, so those were always a lot of fun. The year we did the Winter Carnival was just exciting. We went and did some rides, and I remember Madame was very scared because they were going too fast. I just remember the trip we took to France, and Madame and I went to an ATM. And then when we came out, the group was gone. And at first we just couldn't figure out what to do. So then we ended up getting ice cream and riding a carousel. And I just thought that was a good strategy for finding the group.
I like it when Tucker and Noah call her mom instead of Madame.
I really liked Marathon Montel, and I know that Madame Johnson liked that a lot as well because of the orange host that she found very attractive. Actually, a few different times throughout my high school, throughout my first 3 years in her class, we would come into class sometimes wearing the same shirt, sometimes wearing the same whole outfit, and sometimes just like very similar outfits. And this is because we both really liked the store Loft, and I always saw something and we'd always be like, oh, I almost bought that, or I'd be wearing something and she'd be like, oh my goodness, I almost bought that. And so that really made it funny to come into class each day.
I remember the final exam, French 1, like the oral exam. She asked me if I liked ice cream. It's 2M le glace, and I thought she said 2M le classe, and I responded, j'adore le classe français. So that was good. So I said that I liked French class when she asked me if I liked ice cream. That was always just lots of fun. The holiday caroling and all of that.
My favorite day was when we had the king cakes.
What I will definitely remember is my accelerated French 2 class. And it was a very challenging course. I think now being in college, I think that definitely could have been a college course. There was so much French grammar, and it would make your head spin, you know. But it was a really great class. I learned so much about the French language, and I just really want to thank her, because looking back now, that prepared me so well for college, and especially when you're trying to prep for big exams. I mean, her exams were the real deal.
I have a lot of fond memories from Madame Johnson's class. When I was in her class, it was French 3, and we had the food unit going on, and so every day people would bring in some sort of different food for French class, and we would get to all try it, and we would all speak about it in French. And someone I remember brought in French onion soup, and that was really good. And then I tried all kinds of foods I'd never tried before, but I remember I made apple streusel muffins, and they were delicious and fun to make. And I presented a PowerPoint in French, and that was my first time, I think, speaking, like doing a presentation in French, which was really cool. And they were delicious muffins, in my opinion, but I made them, so.
During Spirit Week, I took a picture with her. She was dressed up, I think it was like Vermont Day or something. We were both dressed up, like we were like over the top dressed up, and we took a picture together.
I remember in one of our classes we did like a cooking unit, and we had like everyone cooked for the class, even though they weren't French foods, everyone enjoyed it. I remember having to like use the microwave, and every person I had to like keep pausing and stopping the microwave and then feeding everyone, but it was a lot of fun.
I remember the first time I had a Madame, it was freshman year for French 1, and at the beginning of the year it was really, really, really hot out, like it was gross. So she took us all across the street and she bought us ice cream, and it was a really good day. Like, oh, I love this new teacher. I'm so excited to have more classes with her. Yeah, it was just a good day.
I remember, especially in our French 3 class, since she had a lot of us, and since we had gotten to know her well, she was always very happy, always laughing, always making jokes. I remember the breakfasts that we used to sometimes have, like near the end of the year. I remember we also went for our post office unit. We actually took a field trip and went to the post office. And I think on that same day we also got hot chocolate, so all my friends were jealous.
I also liked when we did different events, such as like when we celebrated holidays or when we went to the museum and just did special activities.
Yeah, that holiday song stuck with me. I can't really remember the words, but I just loved going from different language classes and just singing along and stuff. I believe she was the only teacher that allowed me to nap. It was one time this happened. I was super tired. I had like no sleep. This was literally the first all-nighter I pulled, and I did it bad, failed. So around the middle of class, it was just so tranquil, so peaceful. Lights were off, lights dimmed, and I just went. 20 minutes later, I wake up and Madame Johnson's like, "Did you enjoy your nap, David?" And I'm like, "Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, won't happen again." And she's like, "That's fine. Just minus 10 points off your next test."
In the beginning of the year, we started the movie The Count of Monte Cristo, and we had a sub during the time, but we didn't get to the movie because it was quite a long movie. And so this was the beginning of first semester, and throughout the year we didn't get to finish the movie, and everyone kept asking when are we going to finish the movie because we had 10 minutes left, and we just wanted to know how it ends. And so finally, recently, she took time out of her lesson just to let us finish the movie because we just wanted to know how it ends, and she realized that it's a good movie and it leaves on a cliffhanger. So she took our time just to let us finish the movie finally.
So one of the things she does for us is she makes us foods. Like we did a chocolate fountain, and in a couple weeks we're doing ratatouille and a cheese fondue thing.
We did crepes.
We convinced her to want to go see Beauty and the Beast, and the whole French classes went, and on the walk there, me and Madison saved her life because she almost walked in front of a car. So that was that.
Did you pull her back?
Yeah, she was talking to Olivia and Aaron, and we're like, oh shit, and we grabbed her back. So yeah, you cannot thank us for that.
Even if I didn't have her as a teacher my senior or my freshman year, I always hopped in, I always said, "Bonjour, madame," and I always said hi. I love seeing her. I love seeing her smile. And I think that was probably the best memory I've had.
I loved classes with Madame. My French 2 class was very rowdy, unfortunately, but we had a blast, and Madame went with the flow, even when it was not the flow she wanted to go with. I remember one day, a girl raised her hand and asked Madame if dogs barked in French, and like, how do you answer a question like that? Madame handled it very gracefully, while the rest of the class did not. A boy in my French 2 class used to pretend to call her, like, because she gave us the classroom number. I don't actually know why. I don't think that was the best thinking. And he would, like, step out and call the landline, or, like, in the classroom, and she'd pick up and he wouldn't be there. And so I don't even know if she knew that it was Nate calling, but it used to happen a lot. As well as the boy sitting in the back of the classroom, she used to have a bush up on the top of her cupboards. And he used to make, like, animal noises and tell her that there were animals in the bush. And the poor lady, she dealt with our class very, very well. But it was a struggle, and we really liked to pick on her. He also used to ask a lot of political questions just to get her fired up in the middle of class.
The good nature of the classroom, like, we always had this, like, really good energy in the class. You know, everybody was kind of friends by the end of the year, and we could joke with Madame Johnson, and we could, you know, have a good time, have a lot of fun. One time I left class like 30 seconds early, I remember, and she made me stay late the next class, like 5 minutes late, and it was like, I just thought it was the most pointless thing at the time, and like, we weren't allowed to talk, so I had to come in after 7th period and sit down, and she would set a timer down and start it for 5 minutes, and we just sat there for 5 minutes, and then after I could leave. And like, at the time, I just thought it was the most pointless thing, and it was just pretty funny to look back on.
Like, she had a little dining table in the front of her classroom. I don't know if she still does, but she had like a tablecloth and like flowers set up, and that's where we did like our speaking test with her, and it was so much fun because it was, I felt like you were actually in like a cafe in France.
I remember when Madame Johnson was part of the Grease cast my senior year, and I just remember really enjoying that. It was really fun having like the teachers on board, and she was perfect in her role as well. French 3, we had a really small class, so we all kind of bonded and got really close. And this was a class that had the really good Tour de Monde games where we were always yelling, and like, me and my friend Nicole were really known for being competitive and yelling out all the answers. It was a really good class that year. Like, she took us on a field trip to the post office, and we were learning like the post office vocabulary and stuff, so it was a lot of fun.
She had this little like box, like phones and like that, but we all just kept our phones anyways.
Definitely to be on time.
Just always be happy.
Yeah, you should probably look both ways before crossing the street.
She just always really taught me to have fun in life and to always be positive.
Concerning the tests, if you fail, there'll be more opportunities, such as corrections.
That if you approach anything with a positive attitude, things will start to work out for you.
So definitely people skills and behaving in the classroom, probably.
She told us to ride a train. She would always tell us to go ride a train because she said that they're really nice. And I would never want to ride a train, so that made me at least consider it.
I know she definitely like encouraged me to be more organized, at least with my binders and notes and stuff.
She taught me to always give your best effort. If you're really passionate about something, to pursue it. I actually made a major change, and I think that her class like definitely helped me see like, try to go for something that you're really passionate about rather than stay stuck on something that you're not. She also taught me to not take myself too seriously. I think the atmosphere that she made in the class really helped with that.
To focus on the small stuff, you know. French is a lot about that, the culture is, I feel like. So when we learn about the culture, you kind of learn to focus on the smaller things, enjoy the dinner, and don't just eat, enjoy it with your friends, enjoy, the social time with your friends.
And I think for me, she gave me a lot of confidence because in her class you had to do a lot of group projects and group presentations and public speaking in front of the class, And we'd always joke, we'd say, it's hard enough public speaking in English, but to do it in French, that's like throwing a wrench into the mix. But it was, going up there and just kind of leaving your comfort zone, and especially when your French accent's as bad as mine, it's tough.
So one of my favorite things that Madame Johnson would always do every year is we'd watch the Butterfly Circus video, And I think that was just like her way of inspiring us in the beginning of the year and like showing us that we had a lot of potential and that all we had to do was like put in our best work and that we could get a lot out of it. And she always just like taught us to work hard and to be passionate and love what you're doing.
I just finished my first year of college French and I've really enjoyed it. I think it's the instruction in French here that I got that really inspired me to continue with it. I really love the language and I hope to keep going.
I did for 1 year at college, actually. I took French in college.
I had taken a few French courses at UVM and didn't study it in a academic approach, but I did like continue to use it since my family is French Canadian, so I still talk with them in French sometimes.
To get my degree, I'm studying at Carleton University in Ottawa. I'm studying North American politics. So to get my degree, I have to take a year of French. So I'm probably going to do that in my junior year. I'm not doing it next year, but the year after that. So I'm hoping that Madame Janson can come and tutor me and help me with my papers. So hopefully, hopefully that works out.
Inspired me to keep going with French up to French 5, and then I also took French freshman year of college. Yeah, and I'm going to be going to France and Switzerland and all over in Europe, and so I'll have to brush up on my French skills, and I'm looking forward to that.
I took a year of French in college, but I'm not taking it anymore. I have to focus more on my English major, but I enjoyed it.
Also, I'm taking French next semester in Shelby in the future, which is exciting.
I took it for 2 or 3 years in college, and I studied abroad, and I did consider teaching French, but I learned that I don't have the same patience that Madame has.
So I studied French for 2 complete years during college. I really liked listening to her speak a paragraph and then we were like required to write down exactly what she said. That was especially useful in college. My professor was very big on being able to interpret what you were hearing, as well as we had a lot of games that required us to do skits orally, come up with in the top of your head, which was so great to have those skills to come up with sentences on my own when it came time for oral exams. Our college oral exams were structured very similar to Madame's, where you had a list of questions ahead of time, but you didn't know what questions the professor might ask you. As we learned more tenses during college, it was specifically helpful to be able to distinguish pronunciation, which Madame is very big on and I was very poor at. But living so close to the border and believing that I'm going to maintain living here close to the border, it's very helpful to at least speak some vernacular. My fiance owns a farm here stateside, but we travel a lot across the border to get farm parts. And some of them speak fluent English and some of them do not. But it's great for when we travel. We travel quite a bit to Montreal.
Madame Johnson was always very stylish, and we always commented on how it seemed like she had something new that she was wearing every day, so her outfits were always great.
Every single day she'd wear a different outfit and we'd always ask her about that.
I always remember thinking that Madame Johnson had really great style. If I could steal her wardrobe, I probably would.
As a class, I remember we were trying to decide, figure out how she had different outfits every single day. And she was like, oh, I got it from this website.
She always dressed really, really well. I rarely saw the same outfit twice, and she looked super put together. So I was I'm inspired. I am going to be like that. I am going to have a perfect wardrobe.
I wish Madame Johnson good luck on the next stage of her life, and I hope she comes visit BFA or St. Albans later on.
Have fun spending more time with your family.
And enjoy yourself and treat yourself.
Bon chance. Vous allez me manquer.
Madame Johnson was always a prominent figure here. You would see her smiling in the hallways all the time, and she's really going to be missed. But I really hope that she has a good retirement.
Well, it is really sad that you're leaving, but I mean it's fine because I'm not at BFA anymore, so I guess it's not. Just kidding. No, just good luck. Have a lot of fun. Not too much fun, but I think it'll be really awesome just to be home and just have a good time, enjoy your life, you know. Obviously it's going to be super sad without you here, and it's going to be less positive, less bubbly, but it'll be really good for you. So good luck. Thank you for everything. Thank you for making me love French and just enjoy the language and actually want to pursue something that has to do with the language. And just thank you for everything, and your bubbly personality and your kind words every day just really means a lot. Thank you.
Well, I hope Madame really enjoys her in retirement, and she fulfills everything that she would want to travel and do things like that. I know she loves to travel, specifically to French countries even. But yeah, I hope she and her husband get to travel a lot, because that's what they like to do, especially to see her grandbabies, because I know they don't live close, and she really likes her grandchildren.
I hope she continues to have fun and maybe hopefully come back. I know she expressed to come back here as a substitute teacher, so I hope she has a lot of fun just going around to classes and still seeing her students.
We're gonna miss you.
Yeah. You're gonna miss you an advisory. You're leaving us with 1 year left.
Just because we want you to have lots of fun and to come visit us lots, and to bring your fondue pot when you come to visit us.
And your dog.
And your dog, yeah. Bon voyage!
Definitely all the best, Madame. Keep just doing what you're doing. Don't change, because you're the best.
Yeah, I hope you have a happy retirement. Get some well-deserved rest. I'm sure if you had a lot of students like me, you probably need rest after it. And I really hope that you look back at what you've done here with fond memories.
I just hope that you have a great retirement and you enjoy a lot of spending time with your family. That was something we always cared about, and we had a great class. I was with you for 3 years, and I do miss you. And you were really a great teacher, and I really hope that you have great things ahead.
I hope she has a happy retirement, and I know it was awesome having her as a teacher.
Yes, I actually wish you all the best in the world with you and your beagle, I believe it is. And that you continue to enjoy your life and your nice cushy retirement.
Yes, I hope Madame Johnson has an excellent time in retirement and a wonderful cruise to Alaska.
I hope you continue to live a happy life and have a great time. Yeah, basically. Take everything with you. Be who you are.
I just wanted to thank you for everything that you did for us and for BFA, and I wish you best luck on whatever you choose to do with your retirement, and I hope that you get to travel.
Enjoy your retirement, have fun, stay fabulous as always. Thank you so much for everything you've done for BFA. We're all going to miss you. I'm going to miss you, so just have fun. Enjoy the rest of your life.
I hope that she just takes it easy and relaxes the entire time, because she deserves it. She works so hard, like all of her years at BFA. She's really hardworking.
Enjoy your retirement.
You deserve it.
Mercy!
Retirement, I hope that you continue to do a lot of traveling with your family and enjoy your trips to New York City and have a lot of time with your grandchildren, because I know that that's your favorite thing to do. Oh, and lots of shopping too.
Congratulations. I think you deserve it. You've worked hard, and I hope you enjoy your time off.
Thank you so much, and I hope you have lots and lots of fun on your retirement. I'm sure you'll go on lots of fabulous adventures.
I just want to thank Madame Janson personally. I have seen it. She has had such a great impact on so many kids' lives, on mine and on so many people. She was just a very special person. She was just filled with so much joy and happiness and energy, and it was so nice every day to walk into the classroom, and it really just was so much positive energy. You know, like I said, she will go down as one of the greatest teachers here. I think everybody knows that. I know it, everybody knows it. But I just want to, wish her an amazing retirement. I know she's going to be spending a lot of time with her family, especially her grandbabies. I know she always talked about that. That'll be very good for her. So I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, merci beaucoup, Madame Janson. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Bonjour, all the way from North Carolina. Hey, it's Frankie, or Juliet, whichever one you prefer to remember me as. I heard you were retiring, Miss Johnson. That's so sad, and I know BFA will miss you so much. I just wanted to let you know that I enjoyed your class so much. I always look forward coming to it and playing all the games such as Around the World and Bingo. They definitely helped me master all the vocab words, that's for sure. I also wanted to let you know that I'm still taking French. I actually got to skip a whole year worth of classes my freshman year of college because of what I already knew, which of course is thanks to you. So I hope you have a happy retirement and thank you for all that you have taught me.
Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna zoom in on the drawing that you made.
Oh yeah.
So go back to reading your books now. Go back.
Oh.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. That's such an ugly drawing.